You remember the warmth of the sun on your face. You recall the laughter of your friends. You go back to all those times when it was more than just a class, more than just cases and assignments. When it was simply being together, having fun with great people. The days when you were living a balanced life, the ideal MBA experience. And all of a sudden, it's a gear shift inside you. And it's like taking a deep breath and going, oh yeah, I forgot about this. But that balance, that ideal life, it isn't what we've got anymore. I've seen a change, persistent and undeniable. We're working more, studying, relying on academics, on classwork, to be the bulk of our MBA experience. Our social climate is eroding right before our eyes. The numbers tell the story. If you look at the 5 highest years for study hours per capita ever measured at Kellogg, they have all occurred since 2000. The highest of all was 2006. Why is this happening? The culprits are many, and they are multiplying. Technology enables us to do more things more often. We overload our calendars with commitments, with structure. We don't even have to talk to the person sitting next to us anymore. In fact, we're often so busy living in a virtual world, we can't even take the time to enjoy the things right in front of our eyes. And all the while, the pressure to perform, to measure up, to be the best, it never leaves us. What you see here is a graph of the average productivity per day of a Kellogg student. From the 1920s until the 1980s, it makes a slow and steady upward climb. But look what happens with the 1990s. In only 15 years, productivity jumped 6 hours per day. Look how far above the natural cycle this is, and we've done that. But ladies and gentlemen, it's going to continue to go up. Have you heard of off the charts? Well, in a few years, here's where productivity is going to be. That's right, nearly 30 hours per day. And now we're beginning to see the impact on our environment here at Kellogg. This is the K on a Tuesday night back in 2000. And on a more recent Tuesday night. The LSR of the Jacobs Center 5 years ago. Same room, just last week. This is a picture of a Friday afternoon TG from 2002. Today, this vast expanse of socializing is gone. This is the mystery trip in 1999. And the mystery trip just this past year. Within the decade, the mystery trip will be no more. Making mistakes in generations and centuries past would have consequences that we could overcome. But we don't have that luxury anymore. It's an inconvenient truth, but the truth nonetheless. We didn't ask for it, but here it is. We either recognize the problem and start to change, or face the risk of a world at Kellogg without a social climate. And nobody likes playing alone. You know, I've been studying the environment at Kellogg for years. I've seen the changes, and I've done the research. I've made it my mission to stop this erosion of our social climate. to restore a balance of life to our global MBA experience. I've taken the issue around the world to other Kellogg campuses and to Kellogg alumni in many countries. I have such faith in our student-run system, our Kellogg culture. I actually believe that this story will be compelling enough to cause a real sea change.
Have you gotten the latest TG attendance report? Okay, well, right, go ahead and give that to me when you got it. All right, bye.
I have met and will continue to meet with the key influencers, the powers that be, to make sure that this issue is addressed. I know how far we have to go, how much work there is to do, but I also know the stakes. The possibility of losing something that is precious to me, that what we take for granted might not be here for future classes. Failure is simply not possible. Ultimately, this is really not an educational issue so much as a moral issue. If we allow this imbalance of our MBA life, this social erosion to continue to happen, it is deeply unethical. We have the ability to change Kellogg, to bring back that balance to our MBA life, and rebuild our school environment. And the good news is that we already possess all the tools we need to solve this problem. Throughout its history, Kellogg has confronted and overcome many difficult issues. This will be our most difficult. But there are great people everywhere at this institution, people who want the best for Kellogg. I can feel their desire to help, and I know we're going to be okay. It won't be long before we rediscover the greatest resource we possess, each other. No longer will we take for granted the time we have to spend together here. Once again, the whole of our Kellogg experience, in class, out of class, academic and social, will be what is number one to us. And that is the only ranking that matters.